What is up, Steelers Nation? Thank you so much for jumping on to another episode of the AST Call-In Show. I'm Noah Strackbine. Find me always on youtube.com/All Steelers Talk. Check me out anywhere you get your podcasts. As always, you can find all my work at si.com/NFL/Steelers. I want to give a special shout out to everybody who called in to today's call-in show. Can't thank you guys enough. If you want to become a member and join the lovely people who called into today's show, you could do so by clicking the link in both the description of the audio and the video. There's so much going on. Mike Tomlin is back. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers back. Maybe AFC North here, alive. The crown is in their hands. And Miami comes on Monday. So much to dive into. I'm excited to get into it. And with that said, I will stop holding you up. Let's keep it trucking.
What is up, Noah and Jacob?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Papaya salad here, keeping it spicy.
As always.
I got my peppers to hand out.
Love it.
And hopefully you agree with them. There was a lot more that were notables.
I'm excited.
The three spicy peppers I would give to Brandon Eccles, TJ Watt, and Alex Highsmith.
Love it. Love it.
All solid games. Making game-changing plays, especially Highsmith. Two peppers, spicy peppers, go to James Pierre and Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers had a game. He was unflappable, especially against Baltimore. It's really tough in that rivalry. I don't care what the records are, or I don't care what the defense is like. It just seems to always be very difficult to put points on the board against Baltimore. But those dirty birds let us in the door, and we took 27 points off them. That was good, and it was all because of the spiciest damn pepper this year. Loved it, every minute of it. DK Metcalf had a game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And had a scary moment after the game. Went to the hospital, but I think that's all good. This is Wednesday morning, so I'm not sure if you've already put out this week for the call-in show, but papaya salad,
all in,
keeping it spicy, out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DK is the spiciest pepper. It was exactly what the Steelers needed. We've talked all season long about the Pittsburgh Steelers needing to get a wide receiver too. You got to have another weapon, so on and so forth. When it's all said and done, the Pittsburgh Steelers don't need somebody to have another 150 yards receiving. What they need is somebody to take the pressure off of DK Metcalf so that he can have 150 yards receiving. That's why the Steelers handed DK Metcalf a boatload of money, is because when you allow him to do it, he does it. And I mean, I think DK is a star wide receiver in the NFL. I don't think anything less of him. I think he's had his struggles in Pittsburgh because the Steelers have absolutely nobody to take the pressure off of him. And he would be the first one to tell you that there's more to that he has to be better than that. I agree with that. However, what Adam Thielen and MVS did in this game was just simply add the existence of another threat. And then Calvin Austin added the existence of another threat. And that allowed DK Metcalf to be a star. That is what the Steelers are looking for. Shout out to Papaya Salad, because you are spot on, my friend. The spiciest pepper in the book was good old DK Metcalf at M&T Bank Stadium.
Hey, what's going on, Noah? What's going on, Jacob? All Steelers Nation.
Sir.
I was just calling to say, let's go Steelers. Let's beat them Ravens.
Yes, sir.
Just became a member. Wanted to say, very glad for the win. Started off good in the beginning, but the end was a little iffy. But
rocky, for sure.
I don't know. I was kind of off Tomlin, but maybe I'm a forever optimist. But let's just hope to God that this is Tomlin's redemption arc, because just a week ago I was ready to kick him to the curb, but hey, we had that year where we were the last seed in the division. We went to the Super Bowl. We purposefully wore the away jerseys because we were the underdogs the whole time. Never lose faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will always complain whenever they're doing bad. Always cheer them when they're doing good. But regardless, Steelers Nation will always be behind the Steelers, regardless who the head coach is, who's on the team, and whoever is running the show. It doesn't matter. Let's go Steelers. Boo the Ravens. And I cannot wait to hear what you and Jacob have to say for the call-in show. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've said this, all week. I don't want to keep pounding the drum here. I am nervous that the Steelers tend to get cocky after a non-cocky win, and then they fall off once again, and then we're right back into the ship of like, this is ridiculous. I'm nervous that that's going to happen. I'm also incredibly optimistic that Tua is winless in games under 40 degrees. And, well, it's going to be 25 degrees in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be cold right off that river. So I'm sitting here and saying redemption arc is a possibility. Momentum is a real thing in the NFL, especially near the playoffs. And if you can continue to build that momentum, I think the Steelers could be dangerous. I don't know how dangerous, and it could all go away with a loss to Miami, but you have an opportunity to build momentum here. The Ravens they have to start that opportunity to even begin building it. The Steelers already started the process. They're ahead. Can they continue it? We'll see what happens.
What's going on, Noah? What's going on,
yes,
Jacob?
Sir.
This is Dustin back at it. Just wanted to give you a call back to let you know that I'm sure you already know that I'm a new subscriber, and I've been watching you for a couple months now.
My guy.
And I wanted to let you know that the Dolphins game on Monday is on my birthday. I will be turning 37 on that day. So I hope to Lord Jesus himself that we win on my birthday, especially against the Dolphins, because, man, oh, man, we are now in first place in the AFC North.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I believe, if I am not mistaken, that the Bengals play the Ravens next week. So if we win, and I'm not sure who I want to win in that game, but
the Bengals all day. They're not going to make playoffs.
We are ahead of the AFC North.
Yes, sir.
And I believe that Tomlin is in, holy crap, I'm about to lose my job mode. Same with everyone else, because I don't believe that they're going to fire Tomlin, but he is under the mode of, we're not going to fire you, but if you want to stay, you have to fire everyone else. So
that one might be true.
I'm a forever optimist. I'm a yell at the TV Pittsburgh fan.
Yes, sir.
I've always been that.
Yes, sir.
Always will be. Get it from my grandfather.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely bleed black and gold. I always will.
My guy.
And I don't care. I'm about 6 Yinglings in, but I just wanted to let you know that my
the
job
college
as a
show has
truck
quickly
driver,
become
I listen to you and Jacob
my guy
every day. I love you guys and the honest takes that you have on the team, because as a fan and how I hear all like the picnic pack talk about,
bunch of studs.
Like, I want honest feeds on the team. And I thank you and Jacob for doing that. Keep it up.
Yes, sir.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Truck driver life, man. It sounds awesome to be. At times, it sounds so awesome. At times, I go, I'd have to bring my cats. I'd have to at least bring one cat. I'd have to have a friend, I can't tell you what one because they'll get mad at me. Shout out to you. Happy birthday, my guy. Happy birthday. I hope the Steelers pull out a win for you as well. 37, dude. It's a prime age right there. That's beautiful times. That's beautiful times. The only part of this that I disagree with is Mike Tomlin is coaching like his job's on the line. I think last week Mike Tomlin was coaching like his job's on the line. I think after that win and the whole, man, I've been on the hot seat for 19 years, that completely went out the window. Completely. That was the beginning of Mike Tomlin is on his high horse once again. We'll see if it carries. We'll see if it adds impact or negative impact or whatever. It always makes me nervous, but at the same time, I feel like this is a situation the Steelers could win and pull one out. And again, I'm going to say it for a second time here, and maybe I'll stop saying it after that. Who knows? Momentum's a real thing in the NFL. It's the realest thing in the playoffs. You win 2, you start building that momentum. See what happens. Happy birthday, my brother. Thank you, and welcome to the Picnic Pack.
AST
Yes,
Nation.
sir.
It's your boy Enigma After Dark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's chanting Fire Tomlin now? Who is chanting Fire Tomlin now?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. Anybody with the audacity to still feel how they feel. If you're still saying Fire Tomlin, you're saying it with a mouth full of crow. I'm talking jam-packed to the gullet with Jordan Sparks playing in the background. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Because you have no leg to stand on in the Fire Tomlin conversation anymore. It was premature and uncalled for, because here's the thing. You don't fire a guy like Mike Tomlin. You don't fire someone of his caliber. You can mutually part ways. He can choose to resign and do something else and go somewhere else, but you don't fire someone of his caliber with everything he's meant to this franchise, everything he's done for this franchise. It was premature, and now Steelers fan base looks crazy.
I disagree. I'm excited. I love the passion.
There's no argument for it. Anybody who is chanting Fire Tomlin, anybody from the fan base to national mainstream media who was involved in the conversation of firing Tomlin, you were dead wrong. Dead wrong. Because you don't fire someone of his caliber. Not to mention,
I agree with that. For sure.
You did it while we were in first place in the division. That make it make sense. This is why the Steelers organization is so vastly different from all the other NFL organizations. And Steelers fans got to remember that. Because you want to chant fire somebody the same way all these other teams do, but look at what you were chanting to fire. We were in first place. Or tied for first place.
I disagree with this.
Tied for first place in the division, and you're chanting for the man to be fired? I get it. You were caught up in the moment because we went 2-5 in the past 7 games. It was looking like another end of the season collapse. We couldn't figure it out in the second half of every game.
Still looks that way.
But you don't fire someone like Mike Tomlin. The chant should have never happened.
All right, Enigma's got more, and I love the passion. I don't want to disagree with the passion, and I'll make it known before I say anything that I think that the argument is valid. I do, and I think that this is a non-winnable argument. You know, like I think that no matter what side you're on, as long as you're not saying something stupid like he won the Super Bowl with Bill Cowher's team, like no, dude, no, that's not what we're talking about here. But if you're talking logically, I think there's an argument for both sides, and I think neither side can win the argument. I disagree with a lot of it simply because I don't look at it in the terms of Mike Tomlin should have been fired. He shouldn't have been fired. It's always a mutually agreed to part ways, but that's a firing. That's what that is. Nobody's ever been like, oh, I mutually agree to lose my job. That sounds great. No, it's a mutual disagree or a mutual agreement to part ways. I get that. That's how I would have done it too. I think it was very warranted the time that it happened. I am by no means convinced that they are on a comeback or that a win against a bad Baltimore Ravens team makes them back in any fashion whatsoever. I think that's premature to say that the Steelers are back. And I know people hate on me for that all the time, but what happens if you lose to the Dolphins? What happens if you lose to the Dolphins and the Lions? Then you look terrible again. And now we're back to, was it premature? No, I don't think it was. I think the fan base, I think it was warranted at the time to say 9 years without a playoff win with a head coach that is being called out by players and former teammate or former players and, former coaches and everybody is acknowledging that maybe it is time to part ways. When everybody who used to be part of the Pittsburgh Steelers is starting to acknowledge like, yeah, maybe Mike T is ready to go. Maybe it's that time. Then I don't think it's premature at all. I do think that the situation has run its course. Do I believe that the Steelers can win a Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin? Certainly. For sure. For sure. Do I think that it makes a lot of sense to scrap it and start again? Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense too. So I think it was very warranted. I think the chants were very warranted. I think that you ride it out. I think there's no chance the Steelers would fire Mike Tomlin. And I don't view this fans chanting as Mike Tomlin's getting fired. I view the fans chanting as them making it known, hey, look, this needs to either get better or this has got to change. It's over. There's no more sitting around anymore saying, 8 years, blah, blah, blah. No, we need change. There needs to be something drastic that happens here. Otherwise, this is going to continue, and we're just going to give up more and more and more and more and more. Go to Steelers game, dude. The stands are emptier and emptier and emptier by the week. This is not a team or a product that people are excited in anymore. You have to add that to the equation here. You have to. So, do I think the Steelers would do it? No. Firing Mike Tomlin after one bad season would be ridiculous. Do I think that it makes sense for the fans to hit that boiling point? Yeah, I very much so do. Very much so do. But again, I think that it's an argument where that's my side and your side, and I don't think your side is wrong. I think both sides have their argument to be made, and unless you won a playoff game in the last 10 years, then it's impossible to say either side is correct.
Yeah, the fire Tomlin chants were premature. We just got to face it. You just got to face it. We were not in the position to call for that man's job. We were not in the position to say his time in Pittsburgh is done. You could be disappointed in the position that we found ourselves in. You could be tired of the quote unquote mediocrity, which I have a problem with, but I'm not going to go into all of that. You can't be mediocre. You can't be mediocre while competing in the playoffs. It just doesn't happen.
You don't compete in the playoffs.
It doesn't make sense how you can be mediocre and successful at the same time. And if you think success is not making it into the playoffs, it just doesn't make sense. The whole premise of mediocre when you're consistently in the playoffs doesn't make any sense. You can be mediocre by getting close to a playoffs and just never getting in. That is mediocrity. But we are consistently successful in the Steelers organization because we get to the playoffs. Whether we get
I don't disagree with that.
Knocked out in the first round, we still had a chance. And when you give yourself a chance, that is success. That is a level of success. It is not mediocrity. Mediocrity is never successful. Never. In any way, shape, or form. It's just enough to not be sorry. Well, guess what? There's teams with winning records who don't go into the playoffs. That's mediocrity. There are teams with close to winning records and don't make them, but that's mediocrity.
I don't disagree.
You can't be mediocre by making it into playoffs. I really just, and I went down that tangent anyway. But needless to say, what I'm trying to say is the fire Tomlin chants were premature. They should have never happened because at the end of the day, let's say we never chanted that.
Yeah.
We would still be in the same position where we are now. We could still end up in a first round playoff exit, and Mike Tomlin's job could potentially, the discussions would happen as to whether or not he should be let go, but it would have happened without the fire Tomlin chance and without us looking crazy, because the Steelers fan base looks absolutely insane right now. Because last we saw, y'all were calling for this man's job, and he walked into Baltimore and took another step into winning the division for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Look, and I'm not going to disagree again. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. We'll see what Monday says. I think Monday decides it, because I don't think that the Steelers beat the Ravens if the fire Tomlin chants don't happen, because I don't think MVS gets called up. I don't think DK has the day that he has. I would be surprised if Thielen ended up in Pittsburgh, truthfully. So we'll see what happens. I think Monday against the Dolphins tells more than anything Baltimore ever could. I truly believe that.
Good morning there, Noah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning. I decided to call you the morning before the game. To give you my my morning guess of what's going to happen to the game. I decided to wait and see how I felt when I woke up.
Yes, sir.
And feel the vibes for the day.
So you got to do it.
First of all, how are you doing this morning?
Blessed as always, brother. Blessed as always.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. It seems like every morning you're doing great. Well,
I woke up, big dog.
With that said, I'm going to give my predictions for the game.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. Steelers-Ravens. So the Ravens are going to just completely annihilate us. It's going to be like 28-13. We don't even have a chance. People are then questioning, what are we even doing in the division? What is our division?
It's not a good division.
Thank you, honey.
We're going to start with that one. It's not a good division.
I'm on my call.
Shout out, dude.
Voices shout out.
Shout out, dude.
There's going to be 3 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions.
I don't know where there was.
Our defense is going. Somehow our defense is just going to eat Lamar up if Lamar's playing. They're going to eat him up, but yet somehow he's still going to score them like 27, 28 points.
That almost was true, actually.
We can't. It seems like we struggle the entire game offensively, and we come out with answers where pretty much after this game, people are wondering if we're ever going to win another game under Tomlin.
Yikes.
Now, with that said, sir, and I picked the Steelers for today on DraftKings and in my pick'ems.
Beautiful.
Because I know I'm hopefully completely wrong, but this time I'm probably going to be right. But now that there was a game played, sir, it is player power rankings. You are on the spot, sir, and go.
I'm excited for this one. I'm so excited for this one, to be honest with you. Player power rankings this week is loaded. I'm going to go just from this game. We're going player power rankings from just week 14 in Baltimore, what we saw. Top 5 players that were on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster on the field on Sunday. Number 5. Excuse me. Number 5 is Brandon Echols. That dude was a stud. He's had moments throughout the season where Brandon Echols has looked good. He's had stretches where you get really excited about who Brandon Echols is and how good he could be. And I mean, that was a pure performance by Brandon Echols. That guy could have had an interception early, fantastic pass breakup, had a couple of moments where you're just sitting there going, Echols, man, making plays, coming up with sacks on Lamar Jackson, of all people. Brandon Echols had himself a day. Brandon Echols is number 5. Number 4 in my head is the guy that is earning himself a bigger contract day in and day out. And that is none other than a good old James Pierre. This dude is a freak, guys, a gamer, as Mike Tomlin loves to call him. Comes up with another interception, continuously plays good football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, shout out to James Pierre, man. He's a reliable starting corner at times. Not all the time, but at times. And you saw it here. I mean, Christmas is going to be weird in the Pierre Jackson household this year, but that's all right. That's all right. James is going to be on this. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up just holding football. Just like, oh, this thing? Yeah, found it a couple of weeks ago in Baltimore. Figured I'd give it back to you. Shout out to James Pierre, who's number 4. Number 3 is sticking to the defensive side of the football here. I think you could lump a bunch of guys together, truthfully. No, you know what? I take that back. Number 3 is on the offensive side of the football because I think number 2 should be the guy who I was just about to name. Number 3, I'm going to go Kenneth Gainwell. I think Kenny G continues to be just like the guy for the Steelers. I love Jaylen Warren. I think he is a starting running back, but I think Kenneth Gainwell is as good of a number 2 as you possibly have in the league. He's wide receiver 2. He's running back 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call it. Kenny G, man, is continuously making plays for this offense and keeping them in the brightest spots on the field. And shout out to Kenny G because the Steelers offense is nowhere near as good without him. And nobody would have thought that after like week 2 of the NFL season. Number 2 is a guy that made so many plays that was overlooked that I'm so glad got some recognition because I think that at times we chalk up the injuries and say, man, he's not good anymore. He's washed, this or that. Let's be really truthful about everything. Alex Highsmith, who is number 2, is a fantastic outside linebacker when he is healthy. Is so good. The Steelers got an absolute steal of a guy in the 3rd round of the draft a couple of years ago because this dude is phenomenal. But he gets hurt a lot. But when he's on the field, he is good. And the Steelers are going to hope that he's on the field the rest of the time. And I mean, I think every Steelers fan should hope that as well. And number 1 is, without question, he is the spiciest of the peppers, and that is DK Metcalf. 150 yards, a guy that was dominant from start to finish, and I mean dominant. Going out there and playing gunner on the final punt of the game to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to help this team win when I couldn't do anything in my power to help them win on the final drive. That's a leader. That's a Pittsburgh Steeler. That's why the Steelers wanted DK, because that's the attitude that he brings. I know there was a lot of speculation about who this guy was coming into Pittsburgh. I'm going to be honest. On-field production has not been the greatest throughout the season, but he's had his moments of stardom, and I think he's a star wide receiver still. But on top of that, the whole like DK's got an attitude, DK has been nothing but humble and fantastic since the moment that he's walked in the door in Pittsburgh. I mean, I've enjoyed every moment of getting to cover him. I know all of his teammates have enjoyed every moment of getting to know him. He is all business all the time. He wants to be great at this thing called football, and you gotta respect it. You got to respect it. Number 1 is DK Metcalf, who is an absolute baller for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, guys. With that said, I'm heading out of here. I know I didn't get to all of them. We're going to split this up into 2 call-in shows this week. So today will be this one. Tomorrow will be tomorrow's. That one's going to be recorded today, so we won't be taking more calls. It'll be just what came in. Since we have to stretch it till Monday, we figured more content for everybody. More videos, keep you guys entertained, as we make our way to a Monday Night Football game at Acrisure Stadium, where Tua is going to have to eat some cold pasta. We'll see what happens. Shout out to all the members who called in. If you want to call the wonderful people who did, or join the wonderful people who did call into today's call-in show, you could do so by clicking the link in the description of the audio and the video. And with that said, hit that like and subscribe button on your way out of here, and I'll be back later for the flagship show. Until then, enjoy another beautiful day in the Berg. Peace.